Top 10. Most heavily protected presidents. In Africa, which African leader has the best and most sophisticated security detail? We have the answers for you, because here are the top 10 most heavily guarded presidents on the continent. Number 10. Mamadi Doumbouya. Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya of Guinea came to power through a military coup. Therefore, his security arrangements leave zero room for compromise. He travels in heavily armored helicopters in the air and Humvees on land. The military leader is also always surrounded by a multitude of soldiers to ensure he isn't overthrown anytime soon. Number 9. Emerson Mnangagwa. Zimbabwe's President Mnangagwa also rose to power through a coup, so he is heavily guarded to avoid suffering the same fate. He rides in long motorcades, which include an armored limousine, police motorcycles, and several heavily armed bodyguards. Number 8. William Ruto. Kenya's William Ruto inherited an impressive security detail from his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta, who was reputed to be one of Africa's most secure presidents. You will hardly see Ruto traveling anywhere without 15 motor riders and 12 SUVs shielding him in his armored land cruiser. Number 7. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Egypt's President el-Sisi is driven around in an armored Mercedes S-Class with a unique black number plate. But he is never alone. He is accompanied by at least 10 bodyguards carefully handpicked from the Egyptian army, the most powerful army in Africa. Number 6. Paul Kagame. Paul Kagame of Rwanda commanded a rebel force and was once Uganda's President Museveni's head of military intelligence. This man is clearly no stranger to security. He always rides in his armored Range Rover Sentinel, has an imposing motorcade, and is shielded by many bodyguards flanking both sides of his car. Number 5. Alassane Ouattara. Ivory Coast's leader, Alassane Ouattara, spares no expense to keep himself safe. Supported by heavily armed guards, his motorcade comprises several high-speed motors and armored land cruisers to ensure safety. Number 4. Cyril Ramaphosa. The current leader of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, chooses to have crossovers in his heavily guarded motorcade. Custom-made BMWs are typically in front of his convoy, accompanied by police motorcycles and numerous intimidating presidential guards. Number 3. King Mohammed VI. The Moroccan monarch is extremely rich, and this shows in his security detail. He usually rides in an armored Mercedes and his motorcade is full of Range Rovers. Humvees, high-speed motorcycles, and armored BMWs also feature heavily in his odd road travels. Number 2. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu undoubtedly has one of Africa's largest and most impressive motorcades. He is always accompanied by police motorcycles, numerous vehicles, and several presidential guards, making his security look almost impenetrable. Number 1. Paul Biya. Paul Biya of Cameroon rides in an armored Range Rover Sentinel and a luxurious bulletproof limousine occasionally. Elite bodyguards always flank his car, and on special occasions, you might even see some of them on horses.
I found him at the beach.
That's the president. Wow. The president of Botswana. Just passing by our country. Our castle. Yeah, but that's all. That's all? President, really?